podcast where we put you on the map. This is Ron Costa broadcasting live from the Mappable USA studios here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And folks, today we're going to talk about blockchain. We're going to go back to a previous podcast. We talked about philanthro investors. Everybody knows that one. But before we get into the content here, let's introduce Vicky Hutchmala from the World Token Market. Vicky, how you doing today?
Fabulous again. Perfect day in Vegas. Sun is shining. We've got somebody really interesting today. We've had Eric on our as a guest on our podcast before, but now we're going to update everybody on what he's doing, which is really very interesting and very good for the environment and the world. So we should get started.
Excellent, excellent. And we're going cross-continent on this one for sure. So let's introduce Eric Schaffner. He's the CEO and co-founder of ZeLoop. Eric, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me today. Our weather on our side is a bit more cloudy and going to rain most likely, but it's time of the season for that. And we live in a place where it was sunny almost every day of the year, and it was getting boring to have a blue sky. So I enjoy even a rainy day.
Yeah, well, is that typical weather for where you are there in France?
This time of the season, yes, it can be rainy, and then next day is sunny, but rainy again. But spring is coming.
You know, it's
we
really
don't
funny.
understand rain.
We
know that there's such a thing, but we rarely get to see it.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
but you know what's interesting, Eric, is everybody here in Vegas, they look at France and Paris and they say, geez, I wish I was there. And everybody in Paris, France looks at Vegas and says, oh, I wish that we were there. So you're always wishing you were elsewhere.
I think it's a human disease. We always try to look at somewhere else and think it is going to be better instead of just enjoying what is available wherever we are.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and in Vegas, we can always just go down to the Strip, go into the Paris casino, and kind of get a feel, and then kind of satisfy ourselves by pretending we actually are at the in Paris, France, and then don't have to travel across the world.
Well,
yeah, I know it's a bit challenging to travel.
Well, like I said, we're going to piggyback off our last podcast with philanthro investors. But before we do that, let's get a little bit of background on yourself. Can you tell our audience a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I come from the packaging industry. I worked many years in the Tetra Laval group that owns Tetra Pak. Is a carton that everybody has is in fridge, 95% of market share. But what people know less is there's also a plastic can and glass division, and I worked there many years in different functions, technical, but also head of the Japan subsidiary, and then I overlooked Africa, Middle East, and Asia market. And that is where I could see a growing concern about plastic, that people name plastic pollution, that I always name human pollution, because the material has nothing to do with the pollution. We are the responsible.
Oh, that's right. And it's interesting, Eric, that people with ZeLoop, it's like ecology and saving the planet and all of that stuff, and doesn't really quite fit when you think of litter and plastics and then blockchain. And so can you give us a little bit of info on how blockchain works within your vision for your company and cleaning up the litter in the world?
Absolutely. The story started when I as a private investor, invested in the startup of my co-founders, and I could see who developed a reward engine utilizing the blockchain technology. And I could see first that they were delivering the reward engine on time as per the roadmap. And then we had, the four of us had the same vision that we want to do something impactful and helping the next generation. and we could identify the growing concern about pollution, littering. And I say, well, why don't we use that great tool that was engineered in that startup to support impactful vision. And that is how the idea about ZeLoop was born. And then before that, it was a very good idea. So it was justifying for me to live my comfortable corporate life to the exciting startup life. And how we combined the blockchain and the vision of helping for reducing littering and so on. When you look at why we plastic ends, for instance, or why waste ends in nature, there are many reasons. Lack of education, lack of infrastructure, lack of efficiency of the infrastructure. But for us, the root cause is lack of value in the eye of consumer. Where plastic is great material. As we speak, we are using plenty of plastic. The computer, the phone, my glasses, all of them, and we are wrapped with plastic. We could hope that some plastic would be less harmful and then could be replaced on a more recyclable, but some plastic are fully recyclable. But it's so cheap that people don't care. I use, I dump. What's the problem? So it's really a topic about value. So how do we create value so people see that? And we don't need to. We always like to say, "Will you litter with gold?" I've been asking thousands of people now for the last 2 years since we started ZeLoop. Nobody answered yes, because if they will, I will probably quit ZeLoop and just do their trash and pick up their gold. It will not be very impactful, but at least it would be make a living. But joke apart, think about Lego bricks. Everybody, when they're kids, we play with that and so on. We keep it for their next, for our children or grandchildren and so on, because it's a piece of plastic that has value. And you never see on cleanups and so on reports on beach, ocean pollution and so on. We don't think nobody speak about Lego bricks. We speak about bottle, plastic wraps, and so on. But so it's clearly a plastic that has a value in the eye of the user will not be littered. So it's just, let's go towards that direction, create value. And then it's where blockchain start to take full sense on that approach. Blockchain has several advantages. First, it brings a full traceability, and we are in waste management, and it's good to know where the waste is generated, where is it collected, how it's going to be routed on downstream treatment and so on. So blockchain had that aspect of immutable and safety about the data that we have around the waste collection. And the second element, it can provide solutions that are fully scalable. And when you're a startup, scalability is one of the main challenge for any startup. Is you have to raise money and then grow and so on. So if you can find a tool that allows to get that scalability, obviously it's great. And the last element, there are solutions like tokenization, using a token and so on, and a utility token like we have created for ZeLoop platform. With a token, you can generate and create a value that will be in the end of the people who have generated that value. I explained, think about mobile phone. Great company in US that created, with an apple on a fruit on the phone. Oops, I said the name. But when they brought the phone, the phone with no keyboards, no keys and so on the screen, we found it. Wow, it's fantastic, And think about it. We accepted to spend much more money for a functionality that placing a phone and now do more things with my phone. But I spend more on my phone. And the value that has been created is only for the shareholder of the company. Me, as a user of the phone, I had the benefit on doing more things, but financially, I don't get any value. Actually, my banker will say I spend more on phones now than before. So with the blockchain, we put in hand the value creation with the token or eco rewards. We have created 80 billion tokens to support the platform of ZeLoop. It's distributed through the app and through the ecosystem, and we will explain how we go beyond just the plastic littering at first with the app. People receive the token, then they can redeem the tokens, they get goods and services, discount vouchers that are provided by your partners. So that is the first value creation. And then the token is listed since mid of October, so people can buy and trade the token. With the traction, with the growing use of it within the ecosystem, you create gradually a higher value for the token and a higher value for the waste. But before we reach that stage on the trading with a lot of value from the trading side, there is already a redemption value. When you exchange your token against goods and services, our partners give a value up to $0.50 per bottle. And we give 100 eco rewards per bottle. So it's 1/100 of $0.50 per bottle, thanks to our partner. So you have already a reference point of valuation, a direct one, as a purchasing power, and gradually that reference point will be the conversion point for the trading valuation of the token. But who create that value is the user. It's not me. It's not the shareholder of ZeLoop and so on. Is the user is the community of ZeLoop, is the user of ZeLoop, or the future user of the platform, because we can plug other application on it.
Wow, very impressive. So how does a person like myself, for example, how do I participate in the concept of using the blockchain through ZeLoop and dealing with plastic litter? How does it work?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So first for us, the blockchain is really a tool. As our aim is to create to have an impact on the planet, a positive impact, and so on. So first step is just you download ZeLoop mobile application. So ZeLoop is ZeLoop. You can find that on Apple Store and Google Play Store. It's available worldwide. And then once you have downloaded the application, you will see that on the map you may have already some deposit points that have been mapped by the community. So it depends. You will see only the deposit point 50 kilometers around you. If there are no deposit point yet mapped, you can actually submit new deposit points, which is a very simple process. A bin in a mall, a recycling center, or your home bin. If you have a home collection, you take a picture of that bin. We validate, we check that it's a bin that is designed to segregate plastic, and then we validate it within 24 hours. Once it's validated, the point is active. If it's your home collection point, it's not going to be visible by other users of the app, but if it's a public point, it will be visible by any user of the community. That is the first stage. Once that point is visible, you can go there and we check your geolocation. We have recorded the geolocation of the bin at the moment of the creation, and we check your geolocation when you are next to the bin. And there, in that case, you are allowed to open a screen where you take picture of the bottle that you want to deposit. Let's say you have 5 bottles. You take a picture of 5 bottles, upload in the system. We check with our system the numbers of bottles on the picture, and based on that validation, you will receive 100 eco rewards for every bottle that you have submitted. And for us, it's any bottle. It can be small, large, crushed, dirty, clean, for water, for CSD, for detergent, shampoos, oil, and so on. Because for us, any plastic bottle that doesn't end in nature, it's a bottle that deserves to be rewarded.
Very nice, very nice. So, do you have collection sites? Since you're in France, do you and I'm in Vegas? Are there collection sites here in the United States, or are they mostly in Europe?
No, they are. Again, we don't take care of the collection by ourselves. We are really focusing on rewarding the gesture of not littering, of bringing the plastic bottles to the point of collection. There are points also in US, plenty. We have a few already mapped that, we need obviously the community to do that part. But as we speak, I will check on the map for the US. We have something like hundreds more. 47, exactly 47 deposit points that have been mapped. So which is very little, is because we are just growing so far we've been growing on an organic base. So we have users in 150 countries. We have deposit points mapped in 50 countries. So really people starting, and that is why also we are talking today, is to make create awareness about the solution, the app, and so on. Then we have new ZeLoopians, we call our users ZeLoopians. They will map deposit point. By the way, every time that you map a deposit point, you earn 500 Eco rewards, which is the equivalent of 5 bottles. And every time that you invite a friend with your referral link and that friend joins ZeLoop, you also earn 500 Eco rewards. So that is how we get a bit of organic growth supported anywhere. And we clearly see that when people go on a holiday, we see an increase of deposit point mapping. July, August is clearly a moment where we have new deposit points. Last time we had someone creating a point in Miami at the airport, for instance.
Oh, wow. And so now you've taken the picture, you've deposited the plastic, you're on the app, and you've received some kind of rewards for what it is that you've done. How do you redeem those rewards, and what do you redeem them for?
Yeah. So for every action that is validated, bottles, friends, or deposit point, you earn or cryptocurrency or utility token, the Eco reward, and that is automatically credited in your wallet. For the user, the blockchain element is not so visible. You see Eco rewards credited to your wallet, but what happens behind the scene of the application? We have our reward engine that works with smart contracts. So when you create your account in ZeLoop, the reward engine will create a blockchain wallet to receive the token. Once when you deposit a bottle and once it's validated, our reward engine will move the token from the master wallet to the wallet of the user. Next stage, I've got no Eco rewards. I can go to the marketplace of ZeLoop, where you will find sets of partners. At the moment, not many partners yet for US. Some of them we have 100 because we launched the app worldwide, but the business relationship was starting in the Middle East when we launched it. So we have 100% of the partners deliver in the UAE, 80% in the Middle East, and then 30% worldwide. But we are adding some new partners. That is the work we also doing to get new partners to have more benefits for people anywhere in the world. This is why also we use the token, because the token is a way to be universal. Maybe tomorrow in Mongolia, it will take a bit while before we find a partner that deliver in Mongolia. But then someone in Mongolia can start to earn with a lower exchange rate, but at least can earn some Eco rewards and convert it against dollar or Bitcoin, because the Eco reward, it can be redeemed, can be tradable can be traded for dollar or Bitcoin. Today, the co-rewards that you earn in the app, you can only redeem in the marketplace. But in the course of 2022, we will make that function available so the user can also send their co-rewards from their wallet in the app to their private wallet so they can exchange against dollar and Bitcoin.
Very impressive.
Yeah. Well, in the United States here, there's a lot of times where you can't invest in these cryptocurrencies or blockchain projects because of regulatory issues and things like that. Are you saying that anyone from around the world now can invest or take part of what you're doing here, Eric?
So there's two aspects. There's investing, so I want to buy and trade, and that yes, in US there are some specific regulation, so that aspect may be limited depending on the regulation. But here in ZeLoop you don't invest in the app. In the app you earn a crypto token, and then you will be able, but either you redeem them. When you redeem them, you haven't earned, you haven't traded. You redeem, basically, the token are moved from the wallet of the user to the wallet of the partner. And in return, they get discount vouchers, and then this discount voucher can be utilized to reduce the cost of the purchase of the goods they want to buy. From some partners give up to 50% discount, for instance. But we give also the possibility for people we will give, is not, like I said, not released yet, but it will happen this year, to move to their private wallet. It's why actually we do that way, because since we have a global solution that we want to be very universal to reward the eco-friendly gesture wherever people go, wherever people live. So we obviously, it would be difficult for us to check every single regulation of every country. So we give the possibility to the user to move their token to their private wallet, and after it's up to them, because it's their private wallet, to make sure they are complying with regulation if they want to trade and with the token.
Okay, all right. Now, is this all done on Ethereum? Are you using the ERC20?
No, we started with the ERC20, but we have swapped that and released the eco reward on Binance Smart Chain. Okay,
and what about the actual tokens that you're creating? Are you guys creating the tokens yourselves, or using a third party to do that? Are you the programmers as well?
We have minted and created our the eco rewards. So my partners are quite proficient in blockchain. Tuan has created his blockchain company in 2003 and 2013, sorry, because blockchain is 2010. In 2013, he's trading. And Fabian, our CTO, has written all the coding of the reward engine, and then the two have minted the token. So yes, it's proprietary token, and we have done it in-house.
Okay, and then let me see if I understand this correctly. When I go to the App Store, I download the ZeLoop app, and I register or do whatever I need to do on that. Am I creating a wallet for myself within that app?
Yes. You are not creating yourself. We're creating for you in the app a blockchain wallet. Absolutely. Is the first task of the reward engine.
All right, and now how does that interact with the actual process of taking the photo and doing a lot of other stuff? How does that kind of all tie together?
It's you have two elements. You have the reward engine on one side, and then you have the back end of the mobile application. So when you drop a bottle, our system will validate that it's a bottle, and then that validation will go to the back end of the app saying, okay, Ron has deposited a bottle, it's a Guinean bottle, it deserves to be rewarded. That information, it deserves to be rewarded, triggers the action of moving the token from the master wallet to your wallet by the reward engine. So it's an extra a mobile application. You have a front end, a back end, and that's it. In our case, we have a front end, a back end, like any mobile application, but the back end communicates with the reward engine, and the reward engine takes care of all the blockchain transaction. And just to comment why we have moved to Binance Smart Chain, people criticize the blockchain about high energy consumption, and maybe that energy consumption will offset the benefit of collecting plastic bottles and so on. We are well aware, but it's a technology that is very young, only 10 years old. So it's every day you have improvement. We have some secret sauce that allows to not mobilize the blockchain all the time. And the Binance Smart Chain is proof of stake and not proof of work. So it's reputed to be far less consuming energy, and that is sufficient for the type of transaction that we are handling using ZeLoop.
Right. What I really like about this is that you're out there recycling and you're cutting down on litter and you're doing all these really cool stuff. These are things that people should be doing anyway, and your solution actually rewards you for doing it, and I think that's great.
Absolutely, yeah. And that is it's a very good comment. Is think about on the philosophical level, and that is very across culture. When you are starting from childhood, you have a dual system. It's you do something good, you have a reward. You have a kiss, you have a tap on the shoulder, you have a nice word. Hey, well done, Rod, you did it well today, and so on. And when you do something wrong, you have a punishment, whether it's a fine later when you are adult or not, different not nice consequences and so on. But when you come to an eco-friendly gesture, it's taken for granted. Say, oh, you should do that for the planet. So no reward, nothing, no consideration. If you don't do it right, in some system, you may have punishments, you have fines in some countries, you have deposit schemes in other countries, and so on. Their work, it's efficient, but it's always negative. It's just punitive. You do wrong, you're punished. You have to do well to not be punished. And that is why. Why? Because it's good for the planet. It could not be good for us also and be rewarded for that. And that is our philosophy. Let's be positive. Let's also grant something for people doing right. So that, and after we thought, hey, the motto is good for the planet is not enough. Otherwise, we won't face pollution all over the place. So we need to also get some new engagement drivers. And here we play with competitive. I want to do better than others. We have challenges that we call commissions that we sell to brands and companies that want to link their CSR strategy to something tangible on the ground. You have systematic reward. And we have gamification so that you can climb a social ladder, you can shine on the social media with your performance report and so on.
Yeah, that's
Very
what makes
nice.
it interesting. When you throw the gaming aspect into it too, it makes it more competitive and people kind of get into it a little bit more as well. But I know you're doing this pretty big where you are. What are your plans for like major expansion? Are you going to bring this into the United States and elsewhere in the world? What do you plan on doing along those lines?
So yes, our launch pad was the UAE. It's a very small country with a very low collection rate. So it was, it's good to start for a startup. You have not too much cost to go to market and so on. We are now pushing in France because it's a nice entrance point for all the countries where the collection rate is low. And when you have a partner in the US, first partner is Newbin, where we will do a white label, so using some of the technology of what you see in the ZeLoop app, plus the reward engine. In that case, we will reward home collection of non-sorted plastic, all the plastic, not only bottle, all the plastic. So we have that kind of partnership. We just signed a representative in Honduras that will promote ZeLoop and find businesses that want to utilize ZeLoop. So yes, we have a strategy, France, US to grow, and then opportunistic when we have companies that are well implemented in a country. We are quite keen to go on a franchise type representative type model where they promote, find local partners for redeem for the European, finding building the community and also finding partners that want to use the reward engine. The reward engine is an open frame. So if you have a business where you want to reward, incentivize someone for doing an eco-friendly gesture, that is the limit of our ecosystem. It has to be an eco-friendly gesture. It can be car sharing, it can be other recyclable batteries, aluminum cups, and so on. Then we can connect your solution to the reward engine, and then you will benefit the same logic about giving eco rewards, plugging into our existing marketplace and so on. So we bring that service to say ready-made solution to incentivize user with a crypto token.
Yeah, and it's not
Very
just
nice.
the plastic. You can also apply this concept to air or water, right? I mean, that's another thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, saving water, saving energy. We are discussing with the company on saving, on rewarding the behavior or the driving behavior to save gasoline consumption. We are discussing with company, waste management company, to reward e-waste, paper and plastic bottles. So yes, it's quite wide. We can play on different recyclables, different eco-friendly gesture. That would be the limit. Yeah. It has to be eco-friendly.
And we certainly create a lot of waste material.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
What we need is it's just to have a good validation of the gesture. So that is no risk of faking the system and so on. If that is well managed, then we can plug that to the reward engine and then start to integrate that on the platform.
Yeah, well, this is really amazing information. Vicky always likes to say, "Oh, you're changing the world." This actually really is changing the world, and I'm sure people want to get more information on what you guys are doing, Eric. How would someone contact you? What's the best way if someone wants to find out more about what you're doing?
Well, through the website, ZeLoop.net. I'm very visible on LinkedIn. You can contact me on LinkedIn, and then we will follow up business discussion on that.
Okay, all right. And Vicky, I mean, did anybody have blockchain and plastics on their bingo card? I mean, today, I don't think anyone would have put those two together. But we did today on the podcast, right? Do you have any final questions you want to ask Eric or comments?
Well, you're so right, Ron. It's like blockchain and the environment and litter. What a concept is that? It takes a special person like Eric to create such a vision that combines generating income, solving a litter problem with plastics or whatever, and using blockchain to bring it full circle that improves the planet and changes the world. It's fabulous. Kudos to you, Eric, for being so creative in using technology and solving a problem.
Thank you.
Unbelievable.
It's all the team. It's all the team. We hard work of all the team, and I mean, obviously there was a knowledge of the need for the industry and on the impact and so on. But my co-founder are genius. They have done the reward engine, and that solution would not have born without all that, you know. So it's we have a fantastic team, very motivated, very creative, very dynamic, and that makes also the success of a startup. You know, have a core team that work very well together and with bright ideas.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
Well, Eric, I got to say, we started the day here in Vegas with a good podcast, and you ended the day in France with a great podcast. So I really want to thank you for taking the time out.
My pleasure.
Time zone to do, right? The time zone difference does that to you. But I appreciate you taking the time out. This is really great stuff. I hope we get you on again. I know you got so much going on. So we'll have you as a guest again as things progress, I'm sure.
With pleasure. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
And that's why also financial investors selected ZeLoop to be part of their approach, because closing the loop of the podcast and so on is they were already on housing and equity, on water, and ZeLoop now is the solution for the environment in financial investor, which is also an angle we are fundraising. So obviously people can go through that channel to support.
Yeah, we're big fans of that for sure. We have it all listed on our site. There'll be links to it on the show notes, so everybody will be able to just click and go to and get more information as well. So once again, thank you, Eric. Thank you, Vicky, for co-hosting. It's a really great podcast. Folks, you're listening to the Mappable USA podcast at mappableusa.com. Just go to that website, scroll down. You'll see all our syndication sources. Pick the one you like best. Subscribe. And never miss another one of our episodes. If you want to be a guest in the show, like Eric was today, there's a guest tab. Fill that out. We'll see what you can do about getting you on the show. And if you like what you heard today, send us an email at info@mappableusa.com, or just leave a comment on whatever page you're listening to this on right now. So thanks for listening. Thanks for your support. We'll be at you next time with another Mappable USA podcast. Have a great week, everyone.